Hey guys, I'm Brian, and today I'm going to teach you how to change the oil in your aircraft. So the first step is making sure that we have all of the tools and everything we're going to need for the oil change in advance. So you're going to need your oil, you're going to need a filter, you're going to need some basic tools. One of the things I like to do when I'm changing my oil is add a little bit of the Marvel mystery oil. There's a lot of people who say the DC mystery oil is better, but I think the people who are the smartest are in the Marvel camp. I do like to remove the cowl when I change my oil because it's easier to access everything. So what I got is, I have my bucket here which is going to catch the oil that's going to come out, and most planes you'll find have a sort of a quick release up here where you can undo it, and what I want to do is line it up so that the oil falls directly in this device here to capture it. So I'll put the lid over here and I'm going to try to line these up. So I want to line this up and then make sure that the oil is going to drip directly into the oil pan. Let's see if, oh my god, it's so hot! It's so hot! Oh god, it's so hot! Oh. Alright, don't worry about it, we're going to press on, it's going to be okay. Oh, it's so hot. Okay, so I've experienced what's known in the industry as a minor setback, but it looks like everything's flowing now. I got the oil going from the oil pan into my bucket here, and I think we're back on the right track. So for this next part, you're going to want to put on some protection so it doesn't get too messy. I like to keep things clean, so I got me some gloves. We're going to take the oil filter out of the plane. So one of the things you'll notice is on this filter there's this wire here that's called safety wire. And you want to come in here and we're going to want to cut it so we can remove the oil filter. Alright, we're going to want to unscrew the oil filter and we're going to tilt it up as soon as it comes off so not a whole lot of oil leaks out. Some oil is going to leak out, there's nothing you can do about it. There it goes. And oil filter is out. That's disgusting. So now we got the oil filter out. One thing we want to do is we want to cut this open and make sure that there's no metal inside, because if there's metal inside, it means something bad. So a lot of people will tell you in order to cut your oil filter open, you got to buy one of these super expensive units here to slice the oil filter. But I'm going to share a secret with you. There's a cheaper way to do this, an easier way to do it too. So probably the easiest way to cut open your oil filter is just take a can opener from your house. Everybody's got one. Simple enough. You just take your oil filter and your can opener. Alright, or let's suppose you're well off and you can afford fancy tools. Here's another option. And so now we've got the top of our oil filter off, and we can bring the inside out, and we can do now is find out if we've got metal in the oil filter. I'm going to discard this because it's trash. Be careful with the sharp edges. Yeah, I'll tell you a secret. First time I ever opened an oil filter, I used a hacksaw. You know what creates a lot of metal in your oil filter? If you guessed a hacksaw, you're right. Now, a lot of people will say you should send off the sample from your oil filter to a company to do an analysis. The thing is, that costs a lot of money, and it's sort of a pain in the butt, and you can do it yourself. It's pretty simple. What you want to do, I'm not picking up any metallic flavors at the moment, but you'll know if there's metal. Oh wait. Okay, there's definitely some metal in there. I'm definitely picking up some metal. I'm not picking up like big chunks of metal, but there's definitely some metal in there. I'm gonna go back for a little bit more. Oh yeah, there's a lot of metal in here. There's a lot of metal. Alright, so we've got metal in our oil. So what do we need to do? Let me show you the next step. So I guess I kind of did things a little bit out of order. Before I did the taste test for the metal, I should have done the jingle test. You shake the oil filter. You can hear there's metal in there. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and dump this and see what all comes out so we can find out what type of metal it is. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this out and see kind of what's Okay, so there was definitely some metal in there, and I'm going to go through it and kind of find out if any of this sort of gives me any indication that there's a problem with the motor. I don't think there will, but what you do is you want to go over it with a magnet, and then that's as far as I got in the instructions, but we'll find out. So what does this stuff do exactly? Well, what Marvel Mystery Oil does is it allows you to tell people that you use it and you've never had an overhaul. Some people will claim that it's magic, but they can't describe the magic. So does it do anything at all? Well, it doesn't not do anything. And what I like about it, one thing that's unique about it is it smells like Pepto-Bismol. And but if you drink it, it has like the complete opposite effect. And I'm slightly allergic. All right, we're just gonna go. We're gonna do this. So I'm gonna put the oil in the plane, and then I'm gonna seal it up. I gotta put the filter back on, and we're gonna be good to go. And we'll be back up in the air in no time. So let's go put the oil filter back on. When you put your new oil filter on, you're gonna see there's date, time, all this information you can put here. What I like to do for date is go ahead and date it a month ahead. That way you get another month of flying before you have to change the oil again. So if it's November, for example, I go ahead and put December on there. And then you're good to go for an extra 30 days. That's a free tip. I'm saving you money, guys. Now they say you only want to hand tighten this, but I really like to crank it down with a pair of pliers. Sometimes I'll torque it with a breaker bar, just because I really want to make sure it's not coming off in flight. So now I'm going to talk to you about safety wiring. So if you're anything like me, you have no idea how to safety wire things, that's okay. The person who worked on my plane before me did know how to do safety wire, and I don't want to let his work be in vain, so I'm going to show you what I do since I have no clue how the safety wire thing works. Just watch. So what you want to do is take the old wire that's here, that's connected to the aircraft, and then the new wire, and get the ends kind of together. This next part is what's magical. Touch the two ends together, and then what you want to do put a little bit of hot glue on that sucker. You're going to want to hold it there for a few seconds so the glue can cool off. Once it's cool, that's when it's dry, and then it's not going anywhere after that. Okay, so right there is a perfect safety wire job. Any mechanic would sign off on that. I'm not a mechanic, and I'm going to sign off on it. Now, why would I be willing to take that sort of risk if I didn't trust that to hold? That's right. All right, so anyway, we've done an oil change. We talked a little bit about Marvel Mystery Oil. We changed our filter. We did everything we need to do. Now we're ready to go flying. All right, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and fly safe, guys.